flags over here, so join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Emily Matthew asks an important question. What is confidence? It's positive living, believing the best, expecting your plans to work out. It's trusting you'll find all the answers you need. It's patience in moments of doubt. It's thinking about an impossible goal and telling yourself you can do it. It's taking the most precious dream in your heart and finding a way to pursue it. It's knowing you have something to offer, your own unique talent to share. It's taking a bright, optimistic approach that can open new doors anywhere. We've brought Butte Falls, Coquille, Grants Pass, and North Valley High School debate teams here to debate to see if they can help solve our fiscal crisis. In reality, we are asking a lot of students. However, I believe these students have the confidence Emily Matthew writes about, and it's necessary to bring reasonable arguments and possible solutions to our policymakers and elected officials. In this tournament, there will be 4 debate topics. The intention was each team will debate in 2 rounds. The teams have been notified originally about the topics areas and shortly after received the resolutions they are going to debate. I might add, these resolutions are the most complex resolutions any high school debate team will ever see at any tournament. They've developed cases prior to coming here. However, each round will have a community member helping them prep. It is expected that these teams will embrace their community members' ideas. The format of the debate has been explained ahead of time. At the same time, I've included the resolutions for each round for the benefit of everybody. So what you all will get to know before the round starts is which resolution these teams will debate. There are many people who have made this tournament possible, although securing our safety is the organizational host. The resolutions and the wording of the resolutions don't necessarily reflect the official views of securing our safety. Instead, these 4 topics directly relate to the crisis facing our county. Since Butte Falls and Coquille are also ONC County schools, the ideas presented here in Josephine County today, given an opportunity, can be applied in Coos and Jackson counties. Everybody in the audience will receive an official ballot. If you have not, please make your way to registration and you can receive those in your flow sheets. However, remember, these are high school students. Please have your remarks reflect this. The top half of the ballots will go to the Board of Commissioners and the sheriffs. The bottom half will go to the teams. So on the bottom of your ballots, for the affirmative and the negative, will you please put which round number and which team was debating? Even the portion going to the Board of Commissioners should be given the respect that you're going to give to the students. Unfortunately, due to some conflicts, they will not be here, but we are taping this for a record so they can also see. Please do not put your name on these ballots. You're welcome to put if you're an SOS member. You're welcome to put if you're a coach. Ballots will be collected after each round. Please feel free to write as the round progresses, because if you wait till the end, you may end up missing something. Prep time will be 30 minutes. Dr. Kurt Brewster will be in charge of doing the prep time. Mr. Larry West will be our official timekeeper. I believe it is important for all teams to hear the introductory arguments that are being created. We are asking if you are debating next that you sit in the back rows. So the first teams debating will be Daniel and I representing Coquille and the Butte Falls teams, followed by Grants Pass and North Valley High School. So Grants Pass and North Valley will join in the very back so you can transition after the second speeches. I recognize some of you have never been to a formal debate tournament, so that's why we set up these flow sheets. You know, basically write down the arguments that you see. You're not going to turn those in, so no worries. These debates are being videotaped. They are also being timed. So I do want to extend appreciation to the Three Rivers School District, North Valley High School, for generously donating their facility. And at this point in time, I'd like to introduce to you Amber Garza to present a few remarks about what SOS is about.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming. On behalf of Securing Our Safety, we welcome you to this event. Securing Our Safety is a citizen voiced group that has a plan. Okay. Securing Our Safety formed in 2012 in an effort to pursue a citizen voice plan to provide for a secure, stable, sustainable Josephine County. SOS members come from all walks of life and represent a diverse group of people, everyone from business owners down to college students and everyone in between. Our members are welcome to speak up at any of our meetings, which are open to the public. All ideas are welcomed, encouraged, and heard. If you would like any information on these meetings or any of our events that are going on, we have email sign-up sheets in the front of the room over there. Sherry has them on the sign-in table. Or you can go to our website, which is securingoursafety.org, and all information and email sign-ups are listed there. We recognize as a group that there will be no single magic bullet to solving our financial issues and criminal justice problems, and that's why our members have decided to take a proactive approach in solving these problems in an effort to create a better community for us all to live in. There are several committees which volunteers have formed. One such committee is our lottery committee, which was able to pull off quite a feat. They were able to raise $30,000 and gather all needed signatures to place this initiative on the ballot within 6 weeks. This was done with the help of many volunteers, community members, and business owners. If you would like to join or just attend one of our meetings, please feel free to do so. Anyone who wants to make their community a better place, this is the perfect venue for you to do so. Now at this time, I would like to welcome State Representative Wally Hicks.
This is Josephine. She weighs 30.5 pounds. Did I put you down? You all right? Well, she insisted on coming this morning, so here we are. All right. 5 pages, single-spaced. I'm only going to read the first couple of words. Of all the talents bestowed upon men, none is so precious as the gift of oratory. He who enjoys it wields a power more durable than that of a great king. He is an independent force in the world. I didn't write that. It was written by a 22-year-old soldier on the edge of some distant forlorn battlefield in 1897. Winston Churchill, the scaffolding of rhetoric. If you remember nothing else about what I say today, especially students, remember this. I commend to you strongly the 5-page single-spaced document written by Winston Churchill at the age of 22. The wisdom contained therein carried him throughout his entire career, oratory, politics, and government. The driving question here, and the driving question behind SOS and really our region, and is expanding even further than that, is how much government is the right amount? What should government be doing? What is the role of government? Ultimately, why do we need government at all? And to address that as quickly as I can, I'm going to reflect upon another author from many, many years ago. Some SOS have heard this already. Alexis de Tocqueville, when he came to the United States over 200 years ago, nearly 200 years ago, he told us a story of how in America, unlike in his native Europe, when an object blocks a road, a group forms to remove it. In America, we don't just wait for some authority to come down from on high and solve all of our problems. America, what makes us American, is our attitude about just rolling up our sleeves and fixing our own problems. This is what sets us apart. This is known as civil society. If there's a problem, a group will form. If there's a problem, a group will form. That's the quick way of describing de Tocqueville's great insight. And here we are today at this event sponsored by SOS, a group that has formed, and we here are ourselves, a group that has formed to solve this enormous problem confronting our communities. Government is established because some problems can't be fixed just by a group. There are certain problems that the founders of our nation reflected upon, and they described these problems like this. So in the older times, in colonial America and in Europe, there was this common area that everybody had access to, but no one had responsibility for. This was the commons. You could take your sheep there and graze on it, but nobody had to actually plant the grass afterwards. And ultimately, the problem was that when everybody used the resource and nobody replenished it, the commons area was lost for all. This is known as the tragedy of the commons. So, on the one hand, you have, if there's a problem, a group will form. On the other hand, you have the tragedy of the commons. And governments, the reason you have government is to solve the problems that neither groups are capable of forming or individuals are interested in solving. So anyway, that's, I think, why we're here. Governments are instituted to secure the blessings of liberty and for our common, and to provide for the common defense, liberty and commonality, and groups form to solve the problems. So here we are. She's ready to go, and so am I. I commend you for coming out here today, for driving the many miles that you have. Wonderful Josephine County to see us here in God's country. Come by again anytime, float the river next time, spend money while you're here, and have a good time today. Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Hicks. Now I would like to introduce to you Sheriff Gilbertson to give you a few words.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? Yeah. All right, good. First, I want to welcome everybody for coming, especially the young people that care enough about the future of where we are today and the future that we're looking at. Quite frankly, we are right now living a crisis. And I think, you know what, I think that's what a lot of the topic today is going to be discussion on. There's a lot of crime going on, and we've been reduced to only 2 patrol deputies to cover 1,642 square miles and 53,000 population. And we're having a tough time. We're really struggling. As you probably are aware, burglary is at the top of everybody's mind. In fact, I'm going to have to come in and out all day today because I'm dealing with some of those issues. But how fortuitous, I think, for you now to be talking about and having a discussion on ways to fund our community. You are our future. What you decide may help us, give us guidance of where we could go, should go, and I encourage you to keep this up. And again, welcome.
once again, I'd like to introduce to you the formal moderator of today's event, Matthew Eldridge.
Okay, so we're about 5 minutes behind. I do want, Pat Fahey has generously said he would join the first round as a community member. We are looking for a community member who would like to give an opposing perspective to a proposed idea of a multi-tier law enforcement district here in Josephine County. Is there a community member who would like to join Butte Falls in developing their negative case? Shane Simon, can I volunteer you? Thank you. All right. So at this time, we're going to head to prep. And as we go to prep, Amber will read to you what today's resolution is going to be. We will see you in 30 minutes.
In the following debate round, the resolution is the multi-tier law enforcement tax district for services. Like Washington and Deschutes, Oregon counties have, this House should support SOS citizen-based initiative to establish a multi-tier law enforcement tax district. This does not include the city as a district, where county residents pay for their services they desire, allowing other citizens to pay more for desired services. All county and state law enforcement should have equal use of the jail, juvenile detention, and district attorney's office. The definition of the House: Josephine County Sheriff's Office, Municipal Police, and Board of Commissioners. On this multi-tier tax district topic, Coquille and Butte Falls will oppose. Coquille is proposing and Butte Falls is in opposition. Should be just a few moments. Thank you.
I'll let them know when they have 10 minutes left. I assume that's supposed to start for 30 minutes.
just like to let you all know that there is coffee provided by Dutch Brothers in the back of the room, along with snacks for anyone who would like any. Bathrooms are located behind the stage on either side. And I would like to remind everyone that there will be people coming and going all day. We realize that you guys, some of you are unable to stay the full length of the debate. So we just ask that you all be respectful and turn your phone to vibrate so as not to disturb anyone. Also, I'd like to remind you that the school is a tobacco-free zone, so please be respectful and do not smoke or have any tobacco products on the campus. Feel free to have snacks and coffee at your leisure, and someone should be up here very shortly to start the first round.
So, hey Larry, because we got this 20-minute gap, I asked a couple community speakers to come up and just talk about some of the impacts of the criminal justice system. So I have the mayor come up right now. So, all right. Hey Amber.
While we have a few minutes before round one starts, I would like to introduce to you Mayor Darren Fowler, who would like to talk to you a little bit about his observations, the breakdown of the criminal justice system in Josephine County.
Well, I was just asked to kind of give an overview of how this situation affects Grants Pass as a whole, because we are the only large city in Josephine County at 35,000. We're nearing 40% of the population plus. Any countywide problems affect us a lot. And a city that sees a difference in level of service because they notice the difference of law enforcement being absent. And we have been passing our own levies in the city, for over 20 years with only a couple of small, narrow failures on our levy votes, and that was usually when it was on a convoluted ballot, when there was a presidential election, a council election, a congressional election, when there was a lot of other ordinances on there and people get in the mode of voting no. And we were able to pass a levy at the subsequent election each time. But we as a city is where a lot of the crime manifests itself. Those on a long driveway in Selma have a different idea of safety than we do in the neighborhoods of Grants Pass. And I think the criminals obviously see the denser population as a target-rich environment for crime. Our downtown businesses are also affected, where people notice an increase in transient and criminal behavior to a point where people are afraid to go down on a First Friday and frequent the businesses there. They are also concerned about going down too early when the vagrant population is most active. And so as a city, we see a great effect of a lack of jail beds, of a lack of sheriff's patrols in the county. We see that in our city. So we have a fully funded police department, and they are functioning very well until the jail fails to have the proper funding to house criminals. When they get to that point, like they've done in the past 18 months, the city can only pass out citations for the criminal activity, which emboldens the criminals to start thumbing their nose and laughing when the police come towards them when they know they're doing something wrong. Because the criminal system has no teeth. You can't have consequences for your actions. So the city council recently, about 3-4 weeks ago, decided to dig through our reserves and find a little over $1 million to purchase 20 jail beds and 10 jail beds on a daily basis. And we've been able to fill them. We've been able to put in, after ramping up at the beginning to let the staffing ramp up at the sheriff, we've kept between like 22 and 28 of those jail beds full for the past 3 weeks. And that has made a big difference in the criminal activity. In fact, our city manager gives us every Friday an update on all things going on in the city, and now it includes quotable quotes from criminals that, like, hey, where's my citation? I can't believe you're taking me to jail. I thought this was only something I'd get a ticket for, but now I have to go to jail. There's been quite a few really refreshing quotes from the criminals, and so we're starting to see a lot less criminal activity in our city after only 3 weeks. And what we're concerned about is the tourism businesses, the hotels, the businesses that cater to tourists downtown, that next year they will not have some of the same problems they had this year in the spring, because we're going to be ready as a city to protect our citizens, to protect our downtown. And But we only got those jail beds on a 11-month contract. That ends next June 30th. And we're really hoping that the county as a whole will vote for something in May that will take care of some of the problems we're having as a county, that it would perhaps pay for those jail beds that we had to rent as a city and we cannot sustain. We don't have the kind of money to sustain renting our own jail beds. Because a lot of people easily forget that those that live in the city of Grants Pass live in Josephine County. We are county residents, we pay county taxes. We just happen to pay on top of that different things for our city services that those in the county don't have to. And so it's not city versus county, it's city versus rural residents. And the rural residents seem to have a different idea of level of safety, trust in their government than those that live inside the city limits. And so we're really finding this crisis to be an opportunity for the county commissioners and the city council, the sheriff and the police department to have more conversations about solutions than we've ever had in the past. Because we need to move together to make sure that our city stays safe, is safe, and still attracts people to move here, still attracts people to vacation here, and come and have their summer vacations here and spend the money they normally spend. We still had over $10 million in lodging receipts over the last year in Grants Pass. That's a lot considering the criminal activity that's going on. We're still getting people to come here. But as soon as that starts to taper off, as soon as we lose that, that's going to be really hard to gain back. That's why we as a city decided to move as our own entity to rent those jail beds to try and make sure it didn't get any worse. And so when there's forums like this or debates like this that might bring new ideas or different nuances to existing ideas that we hadn't thought of as elected officials, it's refreshing because the younger minds that haven't been tainted by adulthood yet can think outside of the box, can think in different ways that us adults, we get down our own paths and we forget that we can think of new ideas a lot easier than most of the rest of the world. We have a free country where we can do just about anything we want within the law, but when it comes to solving problems, I think we forget that we don't have to do it the way we've always done it. We don't have to do it because that's the way Dad did it or Grandpa did it. We can think in different ways, try and come up with solutions that people of all ages can get behind because they're logical, because they make sense, because they solve the problem in front of you. So I'm looking forward to hearing some of the arguments today, and I really appreciate you guys participating in this, and of course a shout out to SOS that has really sustained their energy in trying to solve this problem. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Archie Lighty. I'm just one of the people that's involved in our community effort to bring back public safety to our county. Sheriff Mike Winters in Jackson, in our neighboring Jackson County, was going to be here, but unfortunately was not able to do that. So on his behalf, Sarah Ruprecht is going to go ahead and deliver a short note from Sheriff Winters. A lot of you guys probably remember Sarah because she was a very huge component of the Josephine County criminal justice system with respect to search and rescue, and unfortunately we lost her as one of our casualties, relatively speaking, with the breakdown of our criminal justice system. So everybody please give a round of applause for Sarah.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Archie. Indeed, my name is Sarah Ruprecht, and I am, as Archie put it, a casualty of the funding crisis in Josephine County. For 12 years, I worked as the emergency manager and search and rescue coordinator here in Josephine County. Couldn't have loved my job anymore, and I still every day am sad that I had to make a decision to leave. I have way too many years left to work to ride this ship down to the bottom. So First of all, thank you for giving me an opportunity to be here. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to work in Josephine County and have a place where I loved my job. Again, Sheriff Mike Winters couldn't be here today, so sent me on his behalf, and he had a little note he'd like me to read to you. To the debate teams and the coordinated committee for securing our safety, I wanted to commend you for your attention to the matter of fiscal responsibility within our communities. Whether addressing law enforcement or any first responding agency, it's important to be prudent with our citizen-provided funds, to use them wisely and with an eye on emerging technologies, which allows us to do more with less. It is with this in mind that we at the Jackson County Sheriff's Office have worked to coordinate shareable resources in equipment, technology, and investigative tools with our neighboring counties. I do not doubt that while your focus today will be challenges within Josephine County, fresh and creative solutions are needed by all regions in Southern Oregon. I have sent our delegate, Emergency Manager Sarah Ruprecht, to be a part of this event today so she can relate back to me your thoughts shared. I believe that the funding of first responders and law enforcement is primary for our communities. While there are many things that make our areas nicer places to live, there's nothing more fundamental than the safety of our citizens. My hope is that your debates today provide insight to me and our other elected officials. You are the problem solvers of tomorrow. Sincerely, Michael Winters, Sheriff. Thank you again.
I apologize again about the gap in time going on here. The group should be up very shortly, within about 5 minutes, so I appreciate everyone's patience. Thank you.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Larry West. I want to take a minute to give you some of the ground rules and the format that the debate will be under in terms of time. If the affirmative side is presenting for 6 minutes, I will hold this sign up. That's how many minutes they have left. I will count down